Hello again, it's Noob, and I'm very excited to be able to show off this beautiful set of concentric or telescoping brass plug followers for disassembling and reassembling locks, which is a huge part of the locksport, lockpicking hobby, and also something which locksmiths will need time and time again. And these all fit beautifully inside this little brass canister. Now, I'm not recycling content. You may remember a while back that I made by hand a set of concentric brass followers using some telescoping brass tubing, which I found extremely hard to source in the UK, and the sizes of the tubing, whilst really good, weren't quite what I wanted for a follower set, because would you believe they don't take into account locksport when they manufacture this brass tubing? What a shame. So I had to just settle with what I could find, which was extremely limited. You'll see that I've got some shims stored in the smallest of those plug followers here. So yeah, I made a video on this, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years ago now, can't quite remember, on how I made these, just cutting all of these tubes to size, sanding off all the burrs and taking off the edges on these and making them nice and easy to handle. And I've used this set over and over and over again. It's super handy and super compact to carry around. And I can't believe that Sparrows have been able to actually put this into production so that everybody can access this concentric follower set. For full disclosure, I did work with Sparrows Lockpicks to develop this full set, and this set was sent to me for the purposes of the review and to keep. It's not a paid review, however, and all thoughts are my own, as always. Now, the Sparrows version of my concentric follower set, which they called Noobs tubes, which I kind of like, is actually not exactly the same as my handmade version. In fact, it's a big improvement. Why? Well, I was limited to what I could get hold of. Finding telescoping brass tubing of this sort of size I found very difficult. You might find it easier depending on where you are in the world, but yeah, I found it really hard, which meant I had to stick with the sizes I was able to get. They weren't the right sizes that are normally used for plug followers for the most common lock types. So Sparrows were able to get hold of a 14mm tube, a 12.5mm tube, we'll come back to that one, a 10mm tube. So these ones are all the most common sizes you'll need, but they also managed to get an 11, 9 and 8mm tube as well. So when might you need one of the non-standard plug follower sizes? Now, I need these more than I imagined that I would when I first started the hobby, and that's partly why I developed my original set of concentric plug followers. It's just that some locks don't have a standard size plug, and without the right size follower, you're left scrambling around for pens or bits of rolled up paper or anything you get your hands on, which is not ideal in that situation. In fact, recently I picked a Lips Octro, and I did a video for this, and it just doesn't have a standard plug. There's all sorts of things going on the inside of this. It's got 3 axes of pins, and it needed a slightly smaller plug follower size than is standard, so I went to my concentric follower set. It really saved me, and my concentric follower set has saved me on so many occasions. It's unbelievable. Now, I think I'll do some demos on how to use these plug followers, but I will concentrate on the standard 3 sizes. But that doesn't mean that these are not useful. You will just use them less often. But when you need them, wow, you will be thankful that you have them on hand. So let's start with the 10mm tube. Why is this important? Well, I think most of the rekeyable, repinnable padlocks, things like the American Lock 1100 series, use a 10mm plug size. So let's just have a get at the plug on the inside of this. It shouldn't take me too long to disassemble these. So it doesn't take long to take these apart. You'll see that the core falls out. You can see that we have the plug going through here. We just need to remove the circlip, like, get that lined up, this, let it not ping off. And that is going to be a 10mm plug. Pop my key in, give it a little turn to the side. I think I will shim this just to be absolutely certain it's not going to all fall apart. Then we can just push that plug out like that. And you can see what a nice fit that is. And to reassemble, we just go in reverse, push that in, remove our shim and the follower, lock back up, and we're ready to go. And it's probably worth mentioning that Sparrows do sell a load of shims, and it's definitely worth having these on hand if you're going to ever gut locks. There are so many locks out there that use the 12.5mm plug follower. Pretty much all of the common Western lock formats use a 12.5mm or around, was it, 1/4 inch plug size. And I think I'll use this little kick cylinder to demonstrate how to gut this. Now, this I don't think I'll need to shim, so I'll just pop this on the back and just push the plug out like that. That's so simple. And to reverse it, again, we're just going to push like that, straight back in, and we're all reassembled again. So what on earth do we use the 40mm follower for? Well, a lot of the Scandinavian oval cylinders don't have a 12.5mm plug. They actually have something different. So they have a much bigger plug, and you can see that that is about the right size there. We'll also grab a shim and follow that down. This lock can be very frustrating if you don't shim it, that's for sure. Then we'll get our follower and we'll just gently push that plug out. It's a bit of a tight fit with that shim in there as well, but it is needed, so let's just get that out, and there we go, got it. You have to be very careful with these Asda 700s because the driver pins can get stuck in these anti-drill chambers here if you're not careful. And to reassemble, pop the plug back in and just gently push all that back like this, remove the shim, and we should be ready to go. So there you go. I hope you found those demonstrations interesting, and they really do show how useful a follower set like this is. So not only is this a really useful follower set with pretty much all the sizes of follower I think you kind of need. I can't think of many locks other than ones with maybe giant oversized plugs that this set wouldn't allow you to disassemble and reassemble. There may be some edge cases, of course, but this I found my handmade set, which isn't actually probably as good as this, to be incredibly useful time and time again. And it isn't just a practical nature of this, it's actually really aesthetically pleasing as well. All brass, all nice smooth edges, nice to handle. It's got a really nice little canister in there. It just all folds up into a nice, I mean, you can put that on a keychain if you wanted. You can throw it into a little EDC carry case, maybe in a couple of lockpick cases. You know, it's just such a really nice set. I really liked my original set, and this is so close to what I made. It's unbelievable. Now, normally on my reviews, I talk about things I like and I don't like, and things I would change. But the thing is, this is actually literally almost an exact clone of the ones I made and I like and I found useful. So I don't really have any criticisms of this set. It is just really nice. The finishing's really nice, no sharp edges. It works exactly how you want it to. It's got all the right sizes, at least in my opinion, that you would pretty much ever need. I really love what Sparrows have done here, and I love the fact that now everybody could have one of these concentric brass follower sets. However useful this set is, and I really do think it's an extremely useful set to have around, I would say there are some limitations. One is there are some locks out there with even bigger plug sizes than 14mm. Now, they're quite rare, but they do exist, and for that, this set won't really help you. I suppose that maybe you can use this as a follow-up, but that's massive. The only other limitation is that these tubes are only 5cm in length, and whilst that's absolutely perfect for nearly all common lock plugs out there, again, there might be some locks where you just wish you had a little bit longer of a plug follower. And there you go, really. I really like this set. I love what Sparrows have done with it. I love the fact that everybody can get hold of one of these concentric brass follower sets now. It certainly beats making your own. And I'd love to know your thoughts about it down in the comments below. So please do write me some comments. I do read them all, reply to as many as I can. If you like this video, leave a like. If you haven't followed this channel, then please consider subscribing. It really helps me out. You can always hit that notification bell for next time I upload content. Otherwise, stay safe, happy picking, and I'll see you all next time.